It's no secret that gacha games have the craziest, most intricate character designs in all of gaming. Like bro, every time a new character gets revealed, it's literally termed drip marketing. These developers know their stuff. It's fashion that tramples over even the most prestigious of fashion weeks, I dare say. So how exactly did we get here? Gachapon were these little collectibles for enthusiasts and casual fans of franchises alike. There's something addicting about not knowing what you're going to get. It's no surprise this kind of system made its way onto the screen, hooking gamers who don't have enough courage to enter a casino. Although it's legally distinct from the slot machines you see in an actual dice joint, Gachapon, and by extension Gacha games, take some notes from the real deal. However, in today's world, that alone just isn't enough dopamine. Enter hot woman. Yeah, marketable as hell. It's a tried and true moneymaker in the gaming space, an infinite money glitch. I may not like my cheese drippy, bruh, but I do like my waifu's drippy. Okay, that sounds kind of bad. Anyway, this whole thing is kind of like a twisted exploitation of the loneliness epidemic. I know it sounds dumb, but it is a real thing for both the East and the West. They sell waifus because waifus sell. Just look at Genshin Impact's revenue. It's in the amount of billions, and there's plenty of other gacha games taking a piece of the pie. The thing is, this kind of market is very competitive, and game devs have to find a way to distinguish their characters from the rest. And so it's easy to see how character designs got so elaborate. Have you ever tried drawing a character from a Hoyo game? You'll notice all the little details when you do. And that's what makes them incredibly tricky to get right. Although, I will point out, it doesn't exactly apply as much to the male characters. To be honest, they're lacking in that department, with some notable exceptions.
Osmanthus wine.
But hey, there's a big market for them as well. I'm looking at you, Deep Space. People also get tired of characters very easily. So to prevent players from jumping ship, devs pick up the pace and frequently drop new banners. And I know the 6-week development cycle of Genshin or WoA might seem slow today, but like, pre-Fortnite? Come on. Expansions were far and few between in comparison. It's incredible how fast these character designers can create eye-catching drip time after time. There's really nothing like it in any other facet of gaming. Gacha games are incredibly expensive to make, and that's not only because of Genshin's massive open world. I couldn't find exact figures, but I'm willing to bet MiHoYo spends a large portion of their time and money developing these characters. I mean, there is a lot that goes into making each and every single one of them with excruciating detail, not just on their clothing, but also in their backstories, appearances in the main quests, and role in the game's combat. Most people wouldn't bother reading these hidden pages of text, and devs know that. Yet they tuck these stories in character profiles anyway. The writers also try to sell a character by giving them a crucial part in the main quest. Well, sometimes that is debatable. Genshin. Whoa, that was a weird cop. But yeah, on top of that, they also carefully fit new units in the gameplay loop in a way that makes them work well with specific team comps. How each character's kit reacts to others on the team can be story related as well. And that's what I mean when I say every single character is meticulously thought out.
To breathe life into our characters, our team spent a ton of effort polishing the characters' model quality, animations, and the facial expressions.
All these little details really give depth to a character, but it doesn't matter much if first impressions don't sit well. That's what makes drip marketing so important. The success of a character's banner is heavily reliant on a single post. The clothing and aesthetics are the first forms of expression. It is the first thing you see about them. You get a pretty good idea of just who they are at a glance. We do eventually get a character trailer shortly after the initial post, showcasing their role in the story, their combat mechanics, and their voice lines to really seal the deal. But I'd argue what comes before ultimately decides a character's fate for most of the player base. The initial presentation matters. And in a highly competitive space, developers of gacha titles really need to wow you if they want your pool. That's why gacha character designs are the way they are. Very detailed, very unique. So why don't we see these eccentric designs in more mainstream titles? Fortnite doesn't have overly complex designs to keep them V-Bucks circulating. I would say that is because Fortnite appeals to a wider demographic. And gacha games are for the special kind of gamers whose needs require special care and attention. MiHoYo, Kuro Games, you name it. They know exactly who they are catering to. And you know what? With all this talk about fashion, I want to bring up the bizarre world of fashion. I see my parents watching Project Runaway occasionally, and some nights I can't help but catch a glimpse. I gotta say, I really don't get the appeal. To be honest, I couldn't bring myself to say any of the contestants on the show made good clothing. And yeah, this show is definitely not targeted for me, but I know for a fact nobody's actually gonna wear any of these clothes in public. Maybe at some fashion week event, but their taste in style is terrible, man. Fashion is quite literally dumb, but at the same time, I'm tired of how boring adult tees and polo shirts are, bro. I know it's entirely unrealistic, but I want to be dripped out like my homie Blade, dog. Is that too much to ask? Gacha games got it right. They know their stuff, and we need more of it. I mean seriously, we need more skins. IDK why we got all these fancy characters and don't give them extra styles. Wuwa and Zenless are among the exceptions here. They actually understand what the community wants. And hey, I'm much more willing to buy a skin than spend on a banner. The moment I saw the announcement that Changli was getting a summer skin in patch 2.4, I immediately knew I had to cop. They can happily take my money. I'd do anything for her. I fiend for Changli. I hope this video sheds some light on how much goes into making characters in gacha games and how talented these artists are. First impressions matter, and nobody understands that better than gacha developers. With all that said, thanks for sticking around till the end. It really does mean a lot to me, okay? If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more commentary videos like this, anime reviews, and funny moments with my squad. Easy 400,000. I'm trying to hit my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Can we do it? Until next time.